This video was inspired by the work of Carl Jung, as well as the work of Harry Morell by his ebook, as well as the people whom I have talked to and observed their mannerisms. Thank you all very, very much. Now, let's get to the video. I had this idea of making a new series, one which will explore two selected cognitive types, and we will briefly examine the interaction between one and the other. Tonight, on this debut episode, we will examine two types most misunderstood by society. Two types that can potentially finish each other's thought processes. Two types that look as if they have inhaled secondhand indica. Tonight, we explore the strange and wonderful dynamic between the ISFJ and the INFJ. Let's take a hideously oversimplified look at each of the two types, starting with the ISFJ. The ISFJ's cognitive stack consists of dominant introverted sensing, extroverted feeling, introverted thinking, and underutilized extroverted intuition. The thoughts and memories of the ISFJ will tend to be more concrete than abstract by default. This type will tend to focus on a select few memories and/or ideas at a time with intense scrutiny and examination. Because of this tendency, the ISFJ will have beautiful recall memory of the past and excellent attention to detail. And contrary to popular belief, the ISFJ will also have a vivid imagination derived from that which they have already experienced. The ISFJ is a very down-to-earth person, prone to giving or receiving hugs, reflective, non-confrontational, and very polite. As long as you have built rapport with one and you have not given them a legitimate reason to leave you, a friendship with an ISFJ will last for a bare minimum of 2 millennia. Problems arise within this particular type because this stupid frickin' thing called extroverted intuition and this other stupid frickin' thing called extroverted thinking. The ISFJ will have to take some time to step back and look at things from a bird's eye view. Even though they are more than capable, the ISFJ will have a stressful time adapting to the new and unexpected changes in their plan. This type will also take longer than most to understand technical and mechanical structures and concepts, mainly because they want to examine them based on their own understanding about the world. In the social world, the ISFJ will have a hard time forging genuine friendships past surface-level rapport. Because of this, most of their relationships will tend to be superficial, consisting mainly of hangouts and trips to the local Starbucks. They are also prone to anxiety as they will place too much value on the opinions of others. Nonetheless, this type has a sense of moral and individualistic values, and there is much more to them as they portray to others. As for the INFJ, their cognitive stack consists of dominant introverted intuition, extroverted feeling, introverted thinking, and underutilized extroverted sensing. The mind of the INFJ is the birthplace of future-oriented, dreamlike, artistic thought and imagination of the future. The ideas of the INFJ will be more abstract than concrete by default. The INFJ looks at ideas the way that Elon Musk looks at his Tesla superfactories from the safety of his SpaceX brand spaceship. Because of this cognitive stack and the way that information is processed, the INFJ will subsequently form theories, philosophize their own thought patterns, and predict the outcome of the human race in the future. This is not to be mistaken for the inhalation of the ganja. Whatever the INFJ envisions for the future will have a very humanitarian outlook. Dreams of ending depression, feeding healthy food to the survivors of horrific events, and providing solar power to the Swiss are all examples of ideals that the INFJ ruminates about, and they have the potential to make those ideals a reality. When it comes to creativity, the INFJ is the juggernaut. Sometimes they can be the reason why the pen is mightier than the sword. Problems arise because of suppressed extroverted sensing and the sometimes antagonistic dynamic between introverted intuition and introverted thinking. The INFJ will have a difficult time maintaining awareness of their surroundings. One will also have a slightly difficult time taking in the opinions of others. For the unhealthy INFJ, the understanding of the world comes from a constant creation of thoughts and ideas that sprout from the inner world, but that which influences those ideas will not likely come from the outer world. As a result, the INFJ will be very protective of their ideas and become too attached to the romance of individuality. And if one is not careful, the INFJ will come off as arrogant and even narcissistic, sometimes confrontational in conversation, in very rare occasions, even manipulative. I am looking at a few INFJs in the comment section of my videos, but if you genuinely question if it's you, then it's not. At the same token, the INFJ will have a difficult time motivating themselves to see their grandiose visions of the future to full manifestation. This results in a low self-esteem, and it is quite understandable. Does all this make the INFJ difficult to love? Well, I am in no position to answer this, but I will say that the answer might lie in why this question may have emerged for you. But personally, I do like INFJs. Generally, they're very fun to be around. And as an ISFJ, I usually play the role of the older sibling, and it's pretty fulfilling to give their thought process some kind of focused direction. So how does everything I just mentioned play out in conversation? Well, I took some screenshots from one of my comment threads. Here we have Matthew Yang, and here we have capital L16HTW4RR10R, aka Light Warrior, aka Warrior of Light, in a small conversation. We also have table in the conversation for the sake of being in the conversation, and because tables are the most important furniture, and they have given me permission to mention them, so it's all good. First of all, let me go on a brief commercial break before we continue.
Hey, all you people! This is Maestro Mystico, and I am here with you with table! Are you tired of eating on floor like Bambo Dambo on picnic on rainy day? Then I will show you how to make table. Table is revolution in mundane furniture. First, you take 2 books of Dr. Seuss, and then you take cutting board, and then you put drink on top. Now you have table. Great success. Or maybe you stop being cheap Bambo Dambo and buy real one at local fucking store.
Okay, now we are back. Let's take a look at the interaction. I posted a question on the community tab. I forget which one. Matthew Yang posts a suggestion. Table being table, will second that. Warrior of Light makes a valid remark about ISFJs and their habit of overthinking. Matthew Yang interprets this as if Warrior of Light called him an ISFJ, which he says he's not. The term ISFJ fits Mr. Yang's outlook on his life, like oil to water. Warrior of Light course corrects for clarity, seeing that the situation calls for inviting people to understand what Warrior of Light meant. Matthew Yang disciplines his brain by making brain noises, thus fixing his telepathy like the antennas on a box TV. All 3 are honored to be in my video. Alright, can I stop talking in this stupid ass voice? I can't do this all day. Wait a minute. Light Warrior is an INTP?
What the crap? What am I gonna do now?